Alrighty, I'm ready. Mixu's ready. Shameless is ready. It's gonna be fun. This is gonna be good. I am certain this is going to be good. Two, I would say, rising stars in the European scene. They're both getting better. They both have hopes and dreams of still peaking. For Mixu, it's the very first time he's playing in the main event. For Shameless, it's the second time. I think it's gonna be a really good one. Mixu ready. Shameless ready. Good luck, have fun. GG, good luck. Oceanborn is going to be our first battleground. How old are they roughly? Mixu early 20s, Shameless 19? You have to check Illegal mate for the exact names. I don't really know the exact ages, but I say Mixu is like 21, 22. Shameless is 18, 19, something among those lines. Honestly, a fun series, man. I just enjoy watching both of these guys. They may not be the biggest names in the European scene. They are both very good, and apparently we have to rehost immediately. I don't know why. What was wrong? That was a quick win, guys. 1-0 lead. Whoop whoop. I see Zerg. I see Protoss. Console bug. We do not want to play with the wrong console. Console is the in-game overlay that players have. Some of them can be a little bit large and distracting. I had this once as well when I played against Yogo. I had a mix between the pink one and the galactic one, and I was like, I'll do it anyway. Then I got Roach all in at minute 3 and I was fuming. I don't know if it was because of the console, but I did not enjoy it. I wanted to check something. Yes, I want to change my lights. That's what I want to do. Bam. Oh, actually, the other one's better, no? This one's nice. Looks pretty. Will Smix play in the tournament? I don't think I can get Smix to play Starcraft. I mean, I did talk to Smix sometimes, but no. I think Smix has a little too much going on in her life, mate, to be playing best of 5s for us. I could try to give it a shot, but I think Smix has not played in a long time. I don't think that's doable.
Let's get it on.
Round 1, fight!
Alright, we got the right console. The nerds are happy, and if they are happy, I am happy. Let's do it! For the first time ever, a man who has obviously played in many big brain bouts, sometimes second match, sometimes the third match. This time, it is all about him. He had a great picture in the poster. I'm happy for him, because I think he's been playing great lately. His games have been so fun, entertaining. It's our Finnish Zerg, Mixu. In the bottom left side, he is playing in the main event for the second time. Last time he surprisingly took down Goblin. In a big brain bouts main event, a lot of people didn't think we're worthy of the main or didn't think it was going to be close or competitive. This man proved them wrong. An insanely cool game on Oceanborn, and he was the one coming out on top. It's Shameless. I don't know exactly either, Pi. Battle.net is mysterious, but I know. I appreciate your help tonight. You did great. Thank you to the Yankees who hit us with the 109 a month a sub. I really appreciate it. That is an incredibly long time. 109 a month. The Clam Arena already happened? Yes, that happened at 6 PM my time. That was the first match of the night. It was good. It was fun. It will obviously be uploaded to YouTube. If you guys do !Basilisk, there's a link to the YouTube channel. All the games of the Big Brain Bouts will always be posted there. And I think they will be online tomorrow. Hello, Max. Nice to see you here. I think this is going to be fun, guys. What I've really enjoyed of Mixu lately is his implementation of a lot of the Dropper-Lords play. So he's not just aggressive with a lot of units. He's also dropping links in the natural, in the main base. And he's been able to do some great work with them. It's just been very enjoyable to watch. It's been fun. And I'm sure we get to see some of that. He had a very close series with Gerald the other day. In the quarterfinals of the Clara, Steadfast and Ruddy Cup. The temporary replacement of the Monday night tournament that we are running right now. The Monday night weekly is gone for a while, but Clara, Steadfast and me enjoy running the tourney on the Monday. Mixu was very close to winning 50 buckies. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way against Gerald in the end, but the games were fun. And after that, I made up my mind. And I said, it's Mixu time. You guys get to see more than enough of Clam, Max, Raynor, Hero Marine, Showtime, Hearthstone, Lambo. Even though Lambo, well, I always want more Lambo. I thought it was Mixu's time, and I'm happy with this. I think it's going to be really good. Said it many times. I'm just excited. As a young nerd, even if I'm old, I'm excited. New desk, new setup, beautiful lights. And two of my favorite up-and-comers in Europe. Thank you to Ravinus for the 22 months. Mixu sneaks a Zergling into the main base of Shameless. Gets a little scout off. Doesn't see anything out of the ordinary. Doesn't see anything unusual. But always nice to confirm that what you expect is here is actually there. Mixu kills the first adept. That's also the beauty, guys. We're getting a Zergling into the main base while you're distracting Shameless. And Shameless is clicking on that link. He's paying less attention to his adept on the other side of the map, and he loses it immediately to a couple links. So, first blood, definitely in favor of Mixu. Even if he lost a link maybe slightly before that, but it's not important. Mixu sneaks 4 links to the other side of the map, loses 3 kills. The probe gets a little delay on the commands, on the Nexus. We'll take that too. First 4 minutes, guys. Strong start here for Mixu. Tiny victories, nothing to be dramatic about, nothing to get too carried away over, but these are solid little victories in this best of 5, where 200 buckies is on the line. You a Shameless enjoyer, Baumas? I've honestly been a bit of a Shameless fan for a while. It's just cool. Ever since Raynor and Hearthstone gave him some compliments a while ago, I was like, okay. If those two big boys believe in him, I want to see what it's all about. And okay, this has been really fun. Giving us so many fun games already on this stream that I get excited for more. Especially when there really is something on the line. How do you get invited to the BBB? I notice you and I want to see you. That's how you get invited. Or other people tell me that you should be invited, but for me, it is a lot about showing activity, being active on the ladder, playing in online tournaments, whether it's the Kalaris Starcraft or Roddy Cup, or the Protoss Cup, or the ESL tournaments in the past, or Wardy tournaments, Wardy qualifiers. If you play in anything, and I recognize it, and I see the efforts, and I see you put up a good fight, and you behave well, you get invited. It is that simple. You can also join my Discord and tell me that you are ready for the BBB. Yeah, that helps. That absolutely helps. Hi, I ready BBB are, I believe, the magical words. Doesn't always work, but it has worked from time to time. Tuesday is my day that I do the matchmaking for the Friday. Sometimes it carries over to Wednesday because I cannot get it done. But on Tuesday I always take a couple hours, I reach out to players, I take a look at the online results, and I see if there's anything that stands out. Mixu is here on the edge, they'll basically off 3 with 3 queens, does kill one of the oracles, so yeah, could have been bad, turns out okay. As he is creating a bit of a finish highway with 3 dropper lords. Already has 15 roaches on the production tab, but he does have 4 bases, so he doesn't have to attack. Maybe he just feels like he needs them to deal with this Zealot charge opening with +1 coming out of Shameless. Overall, to me, it feels that Shameless has been a tiny bit shaky in the first 7 minutes here, guys, of Oceanborn. We can make that happen, Milo. We can absolutely make that happen. I just have to do my due diligence, make sure that you're a sweetheart, that you don't say silly things in video games, and as long as you do that, we can make it happen. I've played some Stormgate as well. What's your MMR in Stormgate? I'm curious. My peak is not very high. I peaked at 1860. I'll probably play a few more games soon. I'm keeping my eye on any patches, any announcements. Lambo usually says that versus Stargate, if you have a good start, then R plus queen attack is pretty deadly. Roaches and queens, well, that's what Mixu is doing here, mate. And it's once more those drop lords that I mentioned that I'm a fan of. Mixu's got 106 army supply. He's only on 69 drones. So this is obviously a very, very committed attack. But he's got such a massive army that it's going to be really hard for Shameless to defend. Shameless is gonna try with stasis trappies, with cannons, with batteries. An overcharge here would be useful. Does drop an overcharge, keeps the cannon alive for a little while. It's a very good overcharge, guys. I don't know if Shameless is taking care of what's happening in the natural. Yes, he is. Wow. Is he just holding this? Actually, a sick hold, no? With the stasis trap and the overcharge. Maybe he's not totally done yet. Mixu wants more. Mixu needs more. Gets the Archon. And this Protoss army is growing at a very rapid pace. The queens are here, but they show up a little bit late. Shameless just had a really good read on this. Obviously saw it with the drop alerts and with the oracles and the depths that were out. I expected it. With the drop lords, I mean the overlords dropping creep. That's often a sign of a strong indicator that the finish. The Zerg wants to attack you here. Impressive hold, not sure if it's enough. It's all about the Immortals at this point. We've got 4 of them and the War Prism. The War Prism absolutely needs to stay home. It is still home. I'm starting to believe that this is a hold, man. Like Mixu's 40 army supply lead is just not good enough. A couple of Lings are morphing into Banelings in the natural. Shameless is going to display some of that. Pick up Micro, saves his Immortals for now. Lost 1 Immortal, has 1 Immortal showing up. That means 4 Immortals and Battery Overcharge. Yeah, good luck attacking into that. And Mixu is now realizing that that is incredibly difficult. He's got some money, he's got 4 bases. And this really was an incredibly sick hold by Shameless, man. What happened for Mixu is that a few times, like for instance, some of his army supply was queens and it wasn't here yet. And the next time, like he built 15 to 20 roaches and they obviously weren't all there yet in the front lines. But overall, just very good defense by Shameless. Good read on the situation. Built the cannons, built the batteries, and that was the right way to go about it. Oh, Shameless. Gets a little bit lucky there. Needs to move them. Stop. Okay. Damn, that's so low. Shameless doesn't care about these oracles anymore. What he cares about are the 6 Immortals. And how on earth is Mixu gonna kill 6 Immortals? Not near cannons, not near batteries, I'll tell you that much. Maybe on creep. A whole bunch of Banelings with speed. Roaches, Ravages, +2 missile attacks, there is a chance, but running into cannons and batteries, Mixu's not killing that Protoss army anymore, I'll tell you guys that much. Couple Banelings, oh my goodness, 17 probes died to the Dropper Lord with Banelings there, so I was keeping an eye on the Immortals, Roaches and the Ravages. So Mixu gets 17 probes, and he's not done yet, he wants more. Snipes the Archon, gets an Immortal. An Archon, an Immortal, couple Gateway units, and 17 probes with this Dropper Lord. Okay, well that allows us to dream. That allows us to fire up a hive. A lot of creep, by the way, that he's working with. I am a bit worried though, because in a straight up fight right now, I think Shameless's army absolutely slaps. He's got Storm, he's got so many Immortals, Zealots with +2, Stalkers with +2, no Blink yet. But, I mean, on creep though, like Banelings can be good against this army. The Archon count is low. Non-existent even at this point, but so much Storm. Nice corrosive balls there for Mixu. Shameless, I think, wants to move up, but it's going to be pretty difficult. Corrosive Ball once more connects with the Oracle. Mixu should probably disengage for a little bit. There's so many Immortals. I don't know if you want to fight. That kills 2 of them and runs away. The nerds are battling. 12 minutes into game 1 of the main event. These nerds are battling. Yeah, Shameless has been collecting a few too many of these Corrosive Balls. And especially losing the 17 probes against the Drop Lord, it's pretty painful. What? What?
One shot, 1 kill.
A queen in the middle of nowhere casually kills an Oracle. There's a couple Zerglings run into the natural, they're trying to get on top of the battery. The stasis trap though is gonna freeze up a couple of the Zerg units. At the same time, Mixu eating some storms on the left side. Cannon and a battery in the main. Maybe Shameless a tiny bit worried about Mudalisk. We don't have to worry about Mudas. War Prism feels it's no longer needed at home. It is no longer needed to pick up those Immortals and save them. It is now mandatory to get some Protoss action on the other side of the map. Mixu's creep has really been spectacular this game, no? And I know that we brought queens to the other side of the map and we had... Oh no, Mixu! What is this? What is this? Both players on move command running through each other. Friday night video gaming. What is happening? Mixu on move command, Shameless on move command, more move commanding. Mixu is just going for it on the other side of the map, trying to buy time for his greatest fire. Shameless had enough of it. He's just going for it with his Zealot, Stalkers, Immortals, Archons, and 7 High Templars. That War Prism has apparently died. That is big. Are we ever gonna fight? Mixu, I think, is waiting for his greatest fire. Broodlords are sick against his army. There are 8 Broodlords morphing in the corner of the main. Stalkers don't have Blink. Remember that, guys. Stalkers don't have Blink. Mixu is down 20 supply, but he's got 8 Broodlords. He's got 8 Broodlords, and they may not be what they used to be, but 8 Broods have to be sick. Shameless does kill the greatest fire. Now wants to get the Hive, and he's gonna storm Broodlords for days, but that can't be the way, right? Or maybe it can. If you have this many storms, he casually storms 4 Broodlords into oblivion. The Protoss army is derping a little bit. The Zealots are getting picked off. Mixu just gets the cleanup, I think, here in the end. Shameless should have killed the Hive and recalled. Is trying to recall. Maybe he doesn't want to recall. I don't know what's happening. Recalls in the end. Does not get the Hive. Mixu holds with the Brutes. Low HP spawning full. Low HP Hive. Mixu holds with 72 drones. Killed the 4th base during all of this. I want to say, I think that's a 1-0 lead for Mixu. Yeah, Blink is halfway done. Okay, maybe it's not quite the 1-0 lead yet, right? Because, I mean, it's only 3 base. It's only a 3 base Zerg, though, mate. Nah. I mean, Stalkers with +3 and Blink are 6. Storm is great. Immortals are great. Okay, there is a world where Mixu throws. But if Mixu doesn't throw, I think he's fine. Ooh, the Observer is right on top of the Broodlords, by the way. Shameless does have 82 army supply, guys. And Storm. So Mixu needs to be a tiny bit cautious. Lends a little fungal. Traps a couple of these High Templars and Immortals. 1 Immortal goes down. The rest of the army lives. 70 army supply lead on the side of Mixu, who's got a bigger economy. But Protoss armies can skill incredibly well in the late game. 40 army supply lead on the side of Mixu. Stalkers have Blink. They go for it. Only 3 Broodlords remain. I'm honestly kind of worried for Mixu here, man. No, maybe I shouldn't be. I think Mixu needs to chill for a split second. Just get a couple of cracklings. No more Storm. Perhaps this is the moment then. Since most of the High Templars are out of Storm, but the Archons survive. Stalkers Blink. What a game. What a game between these two. It's 3 Immortals battling a couple of Roaches and Ravagers. Most of the Broodlords have died. All besides 1. The final Zealots. The final Stalkers blink forward. As a little fungo lands on 3 Stalkers to keep the Protoss army at bay. Shameless has not built a probe in forever. He's been on 47 workers for so long. There's only 1 High Templar here. The Archon gets surrounded. The Immortal falls. And this has to be it then, right? Well, Stalkers blink forward. They kill the final Brute. But it's Roaches, Ravagers, and Infestors for Mixu after 17 minutes. A ridiculous game after 17 minutes. It is Mixu, guys. It is Mixu who takes the 1-0 lead. Great first game. Oh my goodness, I loved it. Yeah, that was good. The Broodlords, the Hive, the move command through each other. After 17 minutes, it is Mixu who takes the 1-0 lead. Securing that Hive and getting the cleanup with the Brutes. Obviously had more bases, but didn't have a crazy economy either. 1-0 lead for the man from Finland. That was awesome. This is, by the way, guys, why I tell you guys not to look too much at APM on Battle.net. And don't get me wrong, Mixu is a fast player. But I can guarantee you guys that nobody has 713 APM. Like that's not a thing. That's low repeat rates, rapid fire, and all of that jazz, and then some. That's, please don't look at those numbers and be like, holy hell, are his hands on fire? Like that. Mixu is quick, but no one has 713 APM. That's pushing it a little bit. We're looking at 12 clicks per second. Like, that's impressive. I can try that, and I wouldn't be able to do it. Shameless had high APM as well, but yeah, it's a shame. It would be awesome to obviously see like realistic APM numbers and really give us a good idea of like who's actually fast and who's just repeating the same actions very often. But you raised me, Clem. Clem is really quick, but also not 700. No one has 700, mate. Thank you, General Cool, for the 56 months. Thank you to Jeremy. Let's go, Mixu. The finish, Cheryl. Ay caramba, Jeremy. I see what you did. No comment. Moving on. I'm going to intro the players, guys. I'm going to get a quick drink. Because before my last break, I only spoke to Vicky about dinner. And I completely forgot to get myself a tiny drink to enjoy this one. And I want to.
Round 2. Fight!
Bottom right side, a banger of a first game. The first attack was not quite it, but the Baneling, oh nerfs. The Baneling drops in the middle lane were great, and the transition into Hive and the Great Aspire was picture perfect. Representing Berserker Esports, hailing from Finland, it is Mixu. You've gotten 50 APM with stock regular keyboard with Zerg, no rapid fire, 500? 500 APM. That's a lot, mate. I wonder what you do with all of that APM, but that's great, I guess. Top left side of side the Delta. We are looking in the main base. So a youngster from Russia, the man who's played in one main event, won it. Can he do it again? This is Shameless. You were trying to spam? Okay. In Warcraft 3, I think that our APM numbers were pretty accurate. And I was not the greatest Warcraft 3 player on the planet, but good enough to travel to international events, duke it out back then with the very best. Moon, Sky, Grubby, Todd. I played against all of them. I think my APM in like my glory days was like 230. Obviously Warcraft is a different game than Starcraft. It's a little bit slower. It's a lot more about movement, creep routes, etc. Micro. I don't think I got any higher than that ever. I'll put on Shameless's camera, guys, for a split second, and I'll be right back. Like literally 15 seconds. Grubby is having a crossover episode with Harsum lately. It's great. I know it. Harsum told me about it when... whoa, this is unpleasant to watch. I thought I'd give you guys the Protoss, you know, for a smooth viewing experience, but regrets were made. Harsum told me about the idea before they started, when we traveled together to Bulgaria. I was like, ah, that's cool. It's really fun to see them have fun together. And speaking of Grubby, he actually raided me yesterday, guys, at like 2 a.m. or 2:30 a.m. However late it was too late. I was playing some Deadlock with the boys, and all of a sudden I got raided by Grubby. And that was very nice of him. Grubby is a proper grinder on Twitch. He's been so freaking consistent over the years. Like, I think that I've been incredibly consistent as well, but consistent as in like I always stream, but not consistent when it comes to times. Because I've always tried to kind of stream around Starcraft tournaments. I didn't want to go live with Ladder if there is GSL happening or European regionals, etc. So I have gone live a crazy amount, but not always at the same time. Grubby for, I don't know, Lord how many years now. Late European evening, he starts and he goes still deep into the night. Man is a machine. You need a Grubby in the SC2 scene? In what way do you mean that, mate? I think Grubby is awesome, but I think we have a lot of great people in the SC2 scene. I think we have a lot of consistent streamers as well. Some people are really married to a schedule. I think Loco, for instance, has been married to a schedule for a long time. I know he's more of a variety gamer at the moment, but I also think that Upper3, for instance, has been very consistent with his times for a long time. Sure, he's a little bit late, but... We've got Dave Testa. I don't know if Dave Testa and Grubby have a whole lot in common, to be completely honest. And as much as I like Grubby and as much as I like Dave, you know, those two are not quite the same, I think. Mixu with a lot of links here, guys. Mixu really wants to get a cancel on the third. Mixu is going to get a cancel on the third. That's big. Sure, decent investment, but Mixu gets what he is looking for. High quality stream, super positive, informative. There are RC2 streamers like that for sure, but I just love Grubby. Yeah, I think that's fair, mate. I think you can absolutely say that you just love Grubby, but I think we have people like that. And of course, there's only one Day 9, there's only one Grubby, there's only one Artosis, and they all do things maybe slightly different. I think it will always be hard to get a 100% copy of someone. No sport roller yet of Mixu. I think over the years, there's a lot of things that we could wish for in StarCraft. But I don't think you can really say that our streamers have not tried their best, because I think they have. And obviously that goes for me too, but I don't just think of me, I think of Wardy, Statfast, guys like Loco, Arstim, Uthermal, so many others. Showtime's Gabe as well, in his own Gabriel way. Mixu losing 8 drones there, guys, to the Adepts and the Oracles. That's obviously a little bit more than you'd ideally love to lose. Getting a cancel early on the Nexus is great. Losing 11 drones in total is less great. This Mixu is now going to try to surprise Shameless with a Spire. Where is that Spire being built? Part of the wall off. So Shameless saw the Roach Warren. Shameless saw the Evolution Chamber. But Mixu has a bit of a trick play. Let's drop the Spire. Banger game, Apos. No, game 1 was a lot of things. I would not say it was standard, but it was banging. Legitimately very fun. No cap. I'm not biased. Really fun game. Shameless is starting to warp in a cannon or two, has still not seen the Spire. Last game he did have a cannon in the back of his main, even though there was no Spire, at least not initially. We're now getting a cannon in the front, so maybe Shameless worried a little bit about the wrong thing here. It's obviously normal. Mixu, I think over the last few months, got a bit of a reputation for being an aggressive Zergy. With a lot of links, roaches, ravages, Dropalord play. Speaking of Dropalords. Can't help himself. We don't even have the Overlord speed upgrade. Still firing up 8 links. First Mutalisk on the production tab. Shameless still does not know. He's probably wondering right now. It's like, why am I not being attacked? Why haven't I seen the swarm? Where are all these Zerg units? I know you're good. If you were trying to build a lot of units, they would have been here by now. Supply block hurts, by the way, from Mixu. It's a bad moment to be supply block. Great little stasis trappy, by the way. Could very well be the reason this Nexus lives. The Mutas have now revealed themselves in the natural. The Drop Lord is there as well. The links are not quite being dropped yet. So it's more about the Mutas at the moment. Mixu is waiting to reveal those Zerg links. 9 workers is solid. Here come those links. Stalkers have a hard time killing links, even if it's only 8. Oh, Shameless taking damage, but maybe Mixu getting a little bit overwhelmed now as well, as he's fighting in the natural, in the third, in the main at the same time. And the Mutas were not moving there for a while. The Mutas here are still not moving. I mean, sure, they've killed a couple Stalkers, they've killed a couple Probes, but Mixu loses so many of them. Ay caramba. 7. I mean, it felt like more, to be honest, than 7, right? I guess those were just the initial 7 Mutas. Mixu on 4 bases and 86 drones. As he is just ready for more, Shameless realizes like, hey, I open up with Oracles. Oracles come out of a Stargate. Stargates produce Phoenixes. I would personally say at the moment, I like it for Shameless, but there is still a lot of playability for Mixu. Like, if Mixu somehow gets the best of him with links, banes, mutas, anywhere, things can spiral out of control very quickly. Right now I slightly favor Shameless, but a lot of Starcraft left to be played. Mixu loses some mutas, kills 7 workers. This is hard here though, near a cannon, near a battery. Muta count not quite high enough. I think advantage is Shameless, but he's still gonna have to work for it. The way that Mixu lost his mutas, if I was a Protoss, I would have almost thought that this was one of these. I'm making 7 mutas and then I'm gonna max out on Roach Ravager or something. Because most of the time when they're still building mutas, they don't lose mutalism like that. Perhaps that was the big brain play of the evening. I'm going to lose my mutas, so you'll never expect more mutas. The links and mutas gonna gun down the overcharged battery. Mixu might actually get some work done here, guys. Getting the battery, getting the cannon, getting a few workers. +1 melee is done. +2 melee is well on its way. Ah, there is hope here for Mixu, man. I really think there is hope. It's just not that easy to play this out as a Protoss. And Shameless, as you guys can see, is definitely making some mistakes. He's an incredibly good player, but these games are hectic, they're stressful. Perhaps that's the evil part about the big brain bouts. It's obviously a really nice opportunity for these guys, but I can guarantee you that if Shameless and Mixu play against each other in the round of 64 of the ESL Weekly, you'll see way less errors. Because it all will be a little bit chiller, a little bit less intense. They'll both have a bit more time to do their thing. Now it's a single best of 5, $150 on the line for a win. You know that nerds are watching, you know that I'm here. It's just, it feels different. Suddenly it's not an irrelevant series in the end where it comes down to clam max packs. No, it's about you versus that other guy. And you can see them forcing out some mistakes in one another's play. Mixu finding an opening here with Link streaming into the natural on the main. Once more, so much action. Stasis trappies are saving that every storm. No, Shameless. Sorry, minor press, mate. That is not what you're supposed to do with your High Templars. 6 to 8 High Templars that had energy to storm, headbutt the links, headbutt the banelings. That is problematic. And now Mixu is going to town on the main base of Shameless. Shameless, however, is going to town on one of the bases of Mixu. Oh my god. These guys, they are made for each other. Two video gamers that I think are incredibly competitive with one another, that are close to each other in skill. Are forcing out a lot of mistakes from the other party. Shameless is very, very low on the work count. Warps in 4 High Templars, loses one of them in return. Guns down 3 or 4 mutas though. Mixu again has that Great Aspire on the way. Hive Tech. I said Great Aspire, I meant Hive Tech, so maybe Great Aspire down the line, but now we do have Blink, now we do have +3. So Broodlords are way, way less intimidating than they were last game. The doors are still open, and I know we had some cannons and batteries. But Shameless, we gotta block that wall, mate. Make your life easier. And don't hit me with it's the hero approach, it's bait. Like, no. This game is too hectic, too stressful. We are not saturated anywhere. This is not the hero approach. He's dead? Who's dead? You think Shameless is dead? Well, if we keep losing our Templars like this and we lost 24 probes and there are so many freaking Zerglings and Mutalisks streaming into the natural, you start thinking that you are correct. Oh man, Shameless could have had like 8 or 10 Archons here. He just doesn't. I mean, Mixu is down in army supply, but Mixu's obviously rich. Mixu is gonna be able to spam Lings and Banes and Mutas for days. Shameless has 4 bases, but 24 workers, no piggy bank. I would say right now, make 2 Archons, just go. Send it. He already made 2 High Templars, so 3 Archons, 27 Stalkers. It's your best chance, no? Like, we have 2 High Templars, we have gas for more. I think right now, 3 High... You just go for it. You get 3 Archons, plus 3 Archons, a bunch of Blinky Boys. You have a big arm. I think this is your best shot. I think this is your best shot right now. The longer you, every second you wait is bad. We've already waited some seconds. He's obviously going to shave off some Link. Mixu needs to be careful that he doesn't lose too much, because I don't think it's about this Nexus anymore. And right now, Shameless doesn't have any work, and Shameless needs to go. Shameless needs to absolutely full send it. Maybe he's worried that he gets base traded. Yes, there is an argument to be made there. I'm surprised that he doesn't go any Archons, by the way. There is still, I think there is a world for Shameless. I don't know if it's this one. Oh, Knight Templars, why? Make them Archons. Wow, he saves them actually. What a man. What a gamer. One Archon shows up. Stalkers could blink to save it. Stalkers don't blink. Middle count really high though, guys. 25 meters. I think he wants Storm. He really wants Storm to deal with those links. Oh, and I don't like that blink. That blink is going to expose the Stalkers. Storms will land on the Miras, but we have no Archons. Without Archons, there is no hope. GG. Mixu, our finishes Zerg. It takes the 2-0 elite. I think if he would have made that move out a minute earlier, and at least get 2 Archons with the move out, like not 6 High Templars, but 2 Archons and then maybe 2 High Templars for Storm. Tiny chance. Mixu is gaming, guys. Mixu is a gaming. All the High Templars at the 4th headbutting the Banelings was painful. Mixu just did a great job there in creating absolute chaos, mayhem. He was literally in 4 different bases. Main, natural, 3rd and 4th. And eventually then as the defender. Yeah, it is likely you make mistakes. Losing that many High Templars to Banelings is obviously a big mistake. When I play Toss, I don't even get Storm. I just mess Archon's charge lot. That's easier to control, but it has slightly less potential. I also think Storm is great, especially against the style that Mixu was playing. But there are moments where having a few Archons is not just useful, it's just mandatory. It really is absolutely mandatory. 2-0 lead for Mixu in his first ever Big Brain Bouts main event. And it's not easy, he has to work for it, but he's playing so well, man. Mixu is like legit the only guy that I feel like has leveled up by playing a lot of Battle Aces, Deadlock, Stormgate. He plays it all, he's good at all those games, and his Starcraft play got better. And it's not that everybody got worse, it's just in a way his Starcraft 2 play got better. Explain that to me, Roddy. I cannot, guys. I have nothing useful to say, but I feel like he's playing better than ever. I genuinely mean that.
Round 3. Fight!
Better than ever, but he is not there yet. Top right side of Ghost River. He's on match point. Has 3 opportunities to get 1 win on the board and walk away with 150 buckies. He is the tiny Finnish phenom, Berserker Esports Mixu. Shout out to Fire, by the way, for the 10 months with Prime. Saying, Roddy the man. I appreciate it, mate. Shout out to Jeremy as well. I think we got him early. We got Jeremy with the spicy message. Top left side of Ghost River. He is down 0-2. But I'd still think it'd be silly to count him out. Because he's incredibly good. He's got the skills to turn this around. A youngster from Novosibirsk. It is Shameless. Some people are just gamers, Max. Like, I often joked in the past that I'm not a gamer. But of course I am a gamer. But I am not one of these guys that can play 4 or 5 different games among each other. And not just be okay at them, but be great at them. And people like Elaser and Mixu and Lambo, they just seem to be so freaking good at so many different things. Ben as well, Demo, I gotta give it to him. Even though his great talent, guys, is very bad. Next time you guys see my boy Ben stream, stop by and be like, Ben, why is your great talent so much worse than your Shiv and Yamato? Ask him that, it's content. Clem, absolutely, mate. I mean, Clem is ridiculous. Don't even need to mention him. Thank you so much, Basilisk, once more with the 10 gifted subbies. I see my man Risky is in there. Hello, Risky. I hope you're not still upset with me, mate. Oh, but just having some fun and having a bit of banter. I thought you know I love you. No. Easy dodged. Need to stick around, mate. You won't dodge him forever. Alright, I'll make a promise to the chat. If Shameless turns this around, wins 3-2, I'll also give 10 subs. If Shameless comes back, wins this main event 3-2, and that means that we got so close to the maximum amount of games today, We had a 3-2, a 3-2, a 3-1. If we have another 3-2... Actually, if this just goes to game 5. It doesn't have to be Shameless. Shameless or Mixu. Winning in 5 games, I'll give 10 subs as well. I get 70% back anyway. That's pretty decent. You're frisky for risky. Who isn't, mate? Josh. Beautiful, handsome guy. Intelligent. What's not to love? Ooh, Shameless finds the Cryptor. I'm often surprised, by the way. I don't know if I have any Zerg, and it doesn't matter if you're Platinum or Gold or Grandmaster League. I'm so surprised that so many Zerg players let this map slip through. And I know that a lot of Zergs will say like, oh, Golden Aura sucks and Dynasty is unplayable, but I've always felt that this is not a very good Zerg map if you play against great Protoss players. If you play on a lower level, maybe it's not that bad. But I think the better the Protosses get, the worse that this map gets. Roddy, what are the chances of you coming to Epic Land? When is the next edition? I've made promises. I think I'll make it one day, like no cap. I know that people will think that I'm joking, but I think one day I'll make it to Epic Land. I'm gonna relive my glory days as a gamer. Especially now that we have like Battle Aces coming up and I'm loving Deadlock. If I can get a little setup, mate, I'll be a gamer. No shower, no sleep, 3 days of Red Bull, whoop whoop. No, I'll find a place to shower and sleep. I cannot do that to my poor back, though. I'll see what I can do. I think the next one is gonna be hard. Maybe I can turn it into like a fun little whatever. If I can just find enough business reasons to go, I'll go. I know socially I'll have all the fun. I just need to be able to justify it a little bit. The Epic Land dismount is huge. Paddy Mac is coming. Lorimbo too. What? On the 24th of September this month? Yeah, I know. This month I really cannot do. Maybe like the one edition after this then. This month is impossible for me. Not a Lorimbo. Mixu, however, is struggling a little bit here, guys, dealing with all this harass coming out of Shameless. Still adepts left over. One adept in the main. One more drone for Shameless. Shameless look kind of cooking. We're clipping that. No, but I've promised. I like a lot of the UK. I mean, I like all of them, I guess. I have nobody in the UK that I do not like. And I'm sure that they have a great time. It's just sometimes it's hard for me to take many days away from the stream. Never know if there are important qualifiers or if I have to do stuff for Basilisk or anything. But and the PC part as well. Like obviously I'd want a great PC, but maybe I can just have like a nice laptop and then I just need to get a monitor. Not the upcoming one, but the one after that. As soon as somebody knows the dates, hit me up and I'll do my absolute best. I'll make it a priority. You got a rental PC? I didn't know they did that. I'd kind of just need like a nice monitor. And just find it. I have a laptop that I think is good enough to play games anyway, but never really use it because I don't go anywhere. Mixu is gonna try to buy some time with his Zerglings, but Shameless obviously had a pretty strong early game. Sabada said, I don't think this map is that bad for Zerg. I just feel like it always turns out like this. The Zerg takes some economic damage in the beginning. Protoss runs to the other side of the map with a bunch of blinky boys, starts warping in stuff, and you're under non-stop pressure that never slows down. This probe, by the way, is important. I would have loved to see him snipe the probe. I mean, maybe it's not important. I think this is kind of dead, though. I think this is such a difficult Zerg map. Obviously at a high level. Right? When I play against Zerg, I don't even like this map that much as the Protoss, but I obviously play like a bit of a baboon. Shameless does not. Shameless is great. He's deadly. He's lethal. And he's going to try to get Mixu out of this game very quickly. No more chaos. Mixu does have a lot of roaches on the way. Roach speed is about to kick in. He's got a 20 supply lead, so that part maybe looks somewhat promising. I still think it's a very good game for Shameless, but you can really see the roaches with speed perform a whole lot better. I don't think Mixu should go that far off creep. On creep, on the edge of creep, it's okay. Off creep, I don't think it's gonna do that hot. You don't think any Zerg should play on this map except Lorimbo? And Blighter. Ooh, Mixu split off a couple roaches and Ravagers, and he actually snipes the pilot. That means no more immediate reinforcements for Shameless. Great pickoff there by Mixu, guys. Mixu showed a big army over here on the south side of our screen, but he sent a couple units down this tiny ramp, and he actually sniped the gate and the pylon. We now have 3 Swarmos on the way. What the hell is even that? I feel like that's too many for the accidental Swarmos, but why 3? Not enough to have much of an impact. What is our boy Mixu cooking here? I'm gonna drop a couple roaches and 2 Zerglings into the natural of the Protoss. Obviously the Blink Stalker count is high. Mixu's gonna get a few more Swarmos. He goes from 3 all the way up to 7. Revelation. I don't think it really connected with a whole lot, but sure as hell got the rocks. Couple drones are dying. Shameless have an NC for the tiny bit of Dropaloid play as we are battling on the 4th base of Mixu. We're battling in the center, and now Shameless is forced to battle in his own natural too. I think he's fine here, so let's take a little look at the main fight. Mixu and his Locust. Loki pushing all the Stalker arenas of Shameless back. Shameless does have +2 on the way. Still has a 10 work elite. I want to say this looks really good for Shameless. Haven't we said that before, guys? Game 1, game 2. Thank you, by the way, Alex, for gifting a subby to Cobble. I appreciate it. I was very mean to Cobble the other day. I've been thinking about unnecessary roughness. There's a lot of roaches and Ravagers of Mixu running into the natural Shameless. Couple of corrosive balls do connect with the middle of the Stalker army. That's a little bit painful. And Shameless, who looked so good in this game, is starting to struggle here a little bit. I think he's fine over here. Obviously, Mixu is incredibly committed now with all these roaches. Maybe we went a tiny bit too deep. Okay, Lapeta says GG, but I actually think that Mixu is about to lose everything. I don't know if it is quite GG, mate. And if you say GG, then for who? Like Mixu kills 23 workers, but he's still down economically. Still a 4-base Protoss. Mixu doesn't have upgrades as good as Shameless. I think it is GG in favor of Shameless. Fidian says maybe Mixu still ahead. How is Mixu ahead? You guys are nuts. GG for the viewers. It's been a good series. But it should go on for a little while longer. Mixu is not ahead, guys. In no universe, Mixu is ahead. If Reina would be here and he would see you guys say that Mixu is ahead, he would rip his eyeballs out. And he would uninstall Twitch chat. Mixu, I think at 7 Swarmos. He peaked at 7. Yeah. Lost 1, 6 remaining. So made 7 Swarmos in total. The Swarmos now kind of get caught in the center. They fire all their locusts. A couple of them get picked off. Shameless, not Severus. He's going to run away from these roaches. I think Shameless is Omega cooking. Reina does that once or twice a day. I know. I'm sure Reina was ready to uninstall Twitch chat when he was down 0-2 against Clem Zerg, but then he installed it back immediately. Hold on, we can uninstall Twitch chat? No, it's not a thing. You can obviously just not read it, but only one right now, non-Nimba, but that is obviously something that I hope we can change as an org. Keeping our eyes on the Esports World Cup as the Stalkers blink forward, snipe a couple of Ravagers. Basilisk got started off in Valorant, but eventually moved from Valorant to Starcraft. And now we are keeping our eyes open. I personally am a big advocate of a deadlock team. We have to sign Michael S1 right here, right now. But if that's not an option, then let's get Battle Aces going. Magic the Gathering is different to me. Like obviously we have Carl on the team, we have Ristic Studies on the team, Sam, but that's not really a game, right? I feel like that's different. But yeah, if you talk about tabletop, yes, we are active in Magic. A couple of Shameless Stalkers do get fumbled here by the investors of Mixu. As Mixu is still battling his heart out. Doesn't really Seems to be going his way. We got a random Colossus appearing, guys. Did you see Colossus extended thermal lens? Mixu has a couple links running into that base. It's an explosive game. It's been a very action-packed series. Out of the 3 games, I feel that this is the one that looks best for Shameless, but... yeah, no, we do have Magic together. I just thought when you asked esports, I thought you were wondering about traditional esports titles like Dota, Counter-Strike, League, etc. I didn't think you were talking about Magic. Question is, can Shameless still throw? Well, all of his stalkers are about to get surrounded and bungled on 3 by roaches, zerglings, infestors. And he's now trying to blink up the high ground, but only half of them make it. Hits the panic recall, loses everything. You could not have timed that question any better. TBD forever. You guys cannot say cast a curse here. This one was on TBD forever. Shameless just lost 13 stalkers. The funny thing is, guys, I still think he's winning. Even after all of that, I still think he is winning. But he has to stop. He has to stop. No, that's not how it works, Psycho. That's not how this works. I still think Shameless is winning. He's down 30 supply. I make those calls. They call me Mystic Mac. But I can guarantee you guys a lot of pro players will look at this and also say Shameless should still win this. But it's obviously getting really, really, really close. And one more big mistake like the previous one and he's dead. Make no mistake. Right now Shameless is still winning. He's got +3 stalkers with Blink. He's got Colossus out. But he's gonna have to start cleaning up a little bit. He will wipe the floor with all these roaches. He has blocked the wall finally, and we are not taking damage from all these roaches. Ooh, girl, Micro, look at that. Is that you happy? Is that my boy happy? No, it's Mixu. Close enough. 2 goats. I know, the top deadlock player is from Finland, and his name is Michael S. Mixu, his name is Michael, so he calls himself Michael H. My dream is to form a deadlock team. Benny, Lambo, Michael S, Michael H, Empire. What a team. We'll never lose a game. He's Mixu, the most aggro Zerg ever. I don't know if I'd go that far, but Mixu is definitely damn fun and entertaining. The Red Series, thank you, Duxer. Overall fun night of games, no guys? I feel this has been another successful Friday evening of Starcraft 2 action. Brought to you guys by BASILISK. Don't forget we have a giveaway, exclamation mark giveaway. And if you guys want to do me a favor, please like and retweet that post. Oh my goodness, these fungals by Mixu are good. But Shameless's army is big and powerful. Exclamation mark giveaway, and even if you don't care about the prize, just hit me with that like, hit me with that retweet. It may seem silly, but these kinds of things are great. This is how you can support Starcraft, BASILISK, the Big Brain Bouts, your favorite video gamers, so I can keep on inviting them and keep on giving them prize money. It all really makes a difference. Giveaway, and I know a lot of you guys hate Twitter, hate Elon Musk, don't like X, whatever. If you have it, if it takes you 2 seconds, hit me with that like, hit me with the retweet. You'd make me happy. You'd be appreciated. All correct, I know, for some of you. There are people out there that hate Elon, the other people think Elon is cool. Let me tell you guys, I'm absolutely not interested. What I am interested in is StarCraft, and BASILISK, and the Big Brain Bouts, and this Colossus that is yellowing. But if you still have the app, the website, the account, whatever, you're interested. Who isn't, right? That Colossus went on a journey, mate. Mixu just cannot stop attacking. And to be fair, when you're on 48 rounds, perhaps you don't really have a choice. Hits us with the barrel. Shameless has no detection. He's got 3 observers, no detection. What he does have though is more Stalkers, more Colossus, more Archons. This has been such a nutty series between these 2 guys. The Colossus gets sniped, more infestors show up. Where on earth are they coming from? Shameless probably wondering, like, what on earth has Mixu been eating? The fuck? Isn't he like Omega all-in? Doesn't he have like no units? Yeah, that's correct. And now the main army has left the natural. Mixu hits us with the on burrow, so he finds damage there too. Shameless got his 3 observers all here. Ay caramba. It's not a great play, guys, when you have 3 observers and you just use a recall. I'm not sure if you're aware of how bad of a state Stormgate is in. I am very aware, mate. I follow all of that. I keep an eye on the Twitch numbers. I keep an eye on Steam numbers as well. But I don't know why you all of a sudden hit me with that out of nowhere. I mentioned Stormgate like 30 minutes ago. But I am aware of it. The drones leading the charge against the Stalkers. Look at all these roaches, by the way. Just ignoring the Stalkers, trying to get on top of the Colossus. But the Colossus are pretty chunky boys with +1 armor. And all the Stalkers helping those Colossus out. More burrow being used. Nutty madness and mayhem. Well, guys, after 19 minutes, I do really think it is going to be Shameless this game, after all. Even though Mixu is still battling 34 drones, I can only think of one other player out there that can make this many roaches of 34 drones. And that is my boy Pi. I've seen him macro, guys, and it's ridiculous. You're like, does he shop a target? Is it a 2-for-1 deal over here? How can they crank out so many roaches? Pi, Mixu, they've got a lot in common. Please, Shameless, I need more. You'll get more, mate. This is not gonna go wrong. No 3-0s tonight. At this point, I can say it with certainty. This was a very successful Friday at the office. No 3-0s, baby. We're gaming. It's been a proper slugfest between these two. And obviously some obvious errors here and there, but a very entertaining series. Mixu casually losing the 249 roaches on Ghost River to send us to Game 4. You have no clue what you just watched. It honestly goes for a lot of things we've seen today, but it's been very fun. This was Ghost River. What would map 4 be? As I can smell the pasta. My plan, by the way, guys, for tonight is as soon as the games are done, I'm going to keep the stream on. But I'm gonna have a little dinner break, spend a couple minutes with Vicky, give her a kissy in the cheek and be like, alright babe, that's deadlock till 4 AM, honey. She's gonna be like, no, and I'm gonna be like, no, I won't do that. Make it 3. She's like, no. I was like, 2:30? It's like, alright, deal. That's the plan for tonight. But of course, first we're gonna finish the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. F1 went. I believe there were plans to do one bonus race of F1 with the crew. Portugal, full race Portugal. And I'd be completely down with that. Because I really like being on Discord with everybody playing F1. And I think Portugal is a great track. So, maybe this weekend? Maybe Sunday? Maybe the next Sunday? We have a couple weeks. Thank you to Goblin Punk. I really appreciate it. I think these nerds want a tiny breaky, guys. So I'm going to just take a tiny break. I'm already in the lobby, so whenever they start, I'll rush back. But I'll just take a little break so I can get some water as well. And I'll be right back. Game 4, main event. Big Brain Bouts coming up. Bam, bam, bam. Nothing. I said bam, bam, bam. Nerds are ready, guys. I was ready. They were actually ready a little bit earlier, but I just took a breaky. Game 4, Grand Finals. Who wins the 150 bucks? Is it Shameless or is it Mixu? It's been a very entertaining series. I'm happy with it. Let's see if we get that Game 5 and the 10 gifted subbies from Roddy.
Round 4. Fight.
Here we go. Bottom left side, making it a very fun first main event for himself, but obviously it'd be a whole lot more fun with a W. Hailing from Finland, this is Mixu. Thank you, Pure Aqua, mate. Make sure to thank Basilisk as well, because without them, I would not have been able to be here today. Top right side of Alcyone, we are looking at the main base of our Russian Protoss. Battling his heart out, doing his absolute best. This is Shameless. We had a 3-2, a 3-2, a 3-1, a wild 3-1 to be fair. And now we have a 2-1 lead for the man from Finland. It's been a very fun evening. I think a lot of great games. I'm very happy with it. And a lot of people tuning in over the last few hours. Overall, I think it's been a great time. Obviously, big shout out to Clem and Rainer for playing with our off race. I think that was a very good start of the night. What do we think about game 4? I expect it to be wild. I expect things to get a bit crazy, and I expect it to be wild. Mixu might just full send it, right? Like relatively early into the game. This is a great map for, I think, Queen, Roach, Ravager, Aggression, 16 links dropping in the main base. Thank you, Diston. Appreciate it, mate. Been a great evening. To go back to what Stormgod said earlier, I kind of feel like it's not just Stormgate, though. I think it's a lot of games. Obviously in Starcraft 2 as well, and I saw people tweeting about it today that numbers are a bit down from before. But I even think the same goes for Warcraft 3. I think it's a little bit the time of the year as well, where people in the summer maybe have more free time. Now a lot of people go back to work. They have some other things they get distracted by. Some of the big events are on hold. I think it just kind of goes in waves. Now, of course, one is a whole lot worse than the other. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's a little bit across the board. The IRL streamers, they're crushing. They're always crushing, but I think overall for a lot of games, sometimes it's a little step back, and as I said, it goes in waves. Hopefully this is a little bit of app and it will be flow. You can still 20 pull. I don't know what that means, but sure. I don't know if I recommend that. That's a little bit late. I think we're gonna lose a lot of drones then. Can't build any queens and lings until your pool is done, mate. Zergling speak done for Mixu. Obviously, last game I think was the worst start out of the 3 for Mixu. In the previous game, sure, he took a bit of damage, but he also found what he was looking for with his Zerglings. Got a cancel on the Nexus, created some chaos. Game 1 was just mad. Mixu was really in trouble in the first game for a while, and perhaps the same can be said for that side Delta. The last game out of the 3, it was the best start for Shameless. This is the last matchup. After this, I am done, but I'm not ending the stream. I'm just gonna take like a 10-15 minute break. I'm gonna go have some pasta and then play some games with my friends late at night. Friday night was made for gaming. In my early 20s, I would have conquered Zulpische Straße. In my mid 20s, we were in Hollywood and LA. In my late 30s, we are gaming. And I'm excited for it. This has been a very long edition of the Big Brain Bouts. Most of the time, our final match of the night starts at 9. Sometimes even a bit earlier, right? Sometimes we start at 8:30 or even 8:15. It can happen. Today has been a very long day of games. Only 4 series, but it's been long. And Shameless gets 5 drones, guys, with his first Oracle drive-by. And he is switching things up. We were talking a lot about what we expect out of Mixu. Well, Shameless is also willing to switch things up. And this is the build that some of you guys were asking me about when I was playing some ladder games yesterday. Roddy, what do you think about 2 oracles into a lot of adepts? 4 gauge resonating glaive adept. Well, Mixu is in a tiny bit of trouble, guys. Queens and links with +1 melee, they can do alright, but you really do need a Bailing Nest. You really do need a Roach Warren. If you don't get either of those 2 things, it should be impossible. Now, of course, the Protoss can always mess up, right? They can make a really bad shade or fight with 3 adepts here, 5 adepts there. So nothing is set in stone. The Bailing Nest gets dropped now, but it's 5 minutes and 35 seconds into the game. If you ask me, this is too late. Our pylon is going to finish up. We're going to get 4 more adepts, or 2 at first. There come the other 2. We're now looking at 15 adepts with resonating glaive, 2 oracles, and Mixu has no roaches, no banelings. Mixu does find a little surround, but I don't think the links are powerful enough. +1 melee is not done yet. The links will melt. The queens will well, they are gonna stand there for a little bit. Oracles in the back of the natural and main dropping stasis trap. Shameless is all over Mixu. And stasis trap is actually gonna freeze 2 of the queens. 1 oracle did die. Oh my goodness, the drones are gonna go through the meat grinder. Mixu is already on 4 bases, but a lot of the drones are here. They're going to run all the way to the bottom right side. There are Banelings morphing, 6 of them in the natural, but they're obviously going to be slow Banelings. This is bad. This is bad and Niels Bear so far for Mixu. Oh no, the queens are way off creep. Mixu, who's already lost the queen, is gonna lose this next two. He's gonna lose the third one. Oracle shows up. Shameless cancels the shade. Now he needs to split the adepts a little bit against the Banes. I wanna say it's a flying start for Shameless. Maybe the only mistake was losing that one Oracle. He got the stasis trappy down in the main, but... Oh, see, that was an Oracle he was not supposed to lose. Mixu is on 72 workers. That part maybe doesn't look that bad, but he has lost so many queens. Lost a lot of mining time as well. He is just not as far along as you would love to be as a Zerg. He's got a drop lord morphing. I'm starting to get a tiny bit worried for Mixu, because what has often happened on this stream is that Mixu plays a banger of a series and he plays incredibly well and he gets himself so close to the finish line and then he kind of fumbles. And here, 8 minutes into Alcyone, it is starting to look like this is another one of those games. I don't know how you stop this army, man. There's a couple Hydras on the way, guys, but Shameless, Blink Stalkers, Adepts with Glaive does need to deal with that tiny drop lord play. 8 Zerglings are about to show up in his natural. I don't think he really cares. 8 Lings will not deal as much damage as this many Blinky boys, this many Adepts. The Lings, the Banes, the Hydras, they go for it, but they are not in high enough numbers. Shameless is also dealing with a tiny drop lord play. And Mixu did not expect this build. Somebody asked me about this 2 days ago. What do you think of the double Oracle into Resonating Glaive Adept? I said, well, if that's all you ever do, it's probably not that good. If you sprinkle it in, if you go for the poker approach, where 25 or 30% of the time you go for a certain build and you make it difficult for your opponents to figure it out, it can be powerful. I think this is one of these moments. 4 games into the finals, it's the first time Shameless shows it. And he wins immediately. Hello, Bali. I used to know Bali, but I don't think that's you. GG. Game 5. A 3-2. A 3-2. A 3-1. And a 3-2. Roddy sweating. 10 gifted sub. No, I said it's going to be 10 gifted anyway if we go to game 5. Not just if it's a reverse sweep. So we're going to do it. I already made that promise. First I said only if Shameless wins. But then I said we'll do it anyway. And in this case, we're going to do it anyway. I can still save? Why am I saving? It says I saved 10 buckies. Done. See, Rainer is back live. Bam, 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 bam. If we go to game 5, if we have such an epic night of the Big Brain Bouts, I think we can do that. Boom, boom. Captain Canuck in there. Other than that, I don't recognize too many of these names. Okay, those alerts will keep going forever because I think there's a tiny bug there, but that does not matter. What does matter? Easy Dutch. What does matter, guys, is that this is our final game of the night. We started at 6. It is now a 11:15, and we've only done 4 best of 5s. That's pretty sick. 5 hours and 18 minutes for 4 best of 5s, and we didn't take crazy long breaks, not 30 minutes of downtime. It's basically been non-stop gaming. Final round. Let's do it.
Final round. Fight!
Bottom left side of Amphion. It is the Finnish Phenom. Was up 2-0. Looked so good. Will it happen once more? Or is tonight just his night? A very well-deserved invite to the main event. Can we close it out? 150 bucks on the line for this best of 5. This is Mixu. The Vicky prediction is real. If Rainer is in the tournament will go to distance. I look over to the kitchen and Vicky just hit me with the... Yes. It is all Rainer's fault, guys. If Rainer gets involved, throw whatever time schedule you have out of the window. It's done. Top left side of Amphion. We are looking in the main base of our Russian Protoss. 1 for 1 so far in the main event. Can he make it 2 for 2? Last time he took out Goblin. He was down 0-2 against the Finnish Phenom. Can he turn things around? It's Shameless. We are here. We are in game 5. All the gamers want to hold you back from his playing Deadlock. That's okay. There's so much time for me to play video games. I've said it before, but for the first time in 14 years, I kind of feel like I'm on a bit of a streaming Starcraft holiday. I will still do my Mondays, I'll still do my Fridays, and I'll find another couple moments to play a couple other games here and there, but until all the future plans are laid out, I'm taking it rather easy. I'm just having a good time, and I'm having fun with Deadlock. I have a lot of free time right now. There is no WTL, no qualifiers. Don't have to worry about anything. I'm living my best life. I'm having fun. And sometimes like certain things become more fun as well if you do it like a little bit less extreme. And as much as I always love casting Starcraft, if I have weeks where it's like Monday, Friday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday again, and like multiple 8 to 10 hour days, eventually you start losing some passion, right? To talk about that first adapt, talk about the Stargate opening. But if you then take a couple days away and give yourself a little bit of time to just get some energy, relax a little, it becomes more fun. And I'm really enjoying myself at the moment on the Mondays and the Fridays. The thoughts on Fear Dragon winning the BYOC this weekend. So it was $2,500 I saw. And I heard that there were not a lot of good players, but how does Fear Dragon win it? There has to be someone in Atlanta that's good at StarCraft, no? Yes, that also helps, Jota. It just helps that it's mega fun. Like if I right now would not have Battle Aces to look forward to, or I would not have Deadlock that I enjoy all day, every day, I wouldn't say I was bored, but I'd just be a bit more offline. I don't know. Go for more walks in the park, enjoy the great outdoors, a tiny bit more padel, a little more Netflix. I'm happy that I can still be active on Twitch, and even if it's not my main game, and it's not what most of the people that stop by this channel enjoy, I'm having so much fun. I think that's important too. Do you know why there's no SC2 at DreamHack Atlanta this year? That has everything to do with the fact that there is no new circuit yet for StarCraft. StarCraft, unlike some other esports that have big esports circuits supported by the game developer, publisher, whatever, StarCraft doesn't have that. We rely on the Esports World Cup. They do everything. And they have not announced their games yet for next year. And as long as they have not made up their mind on which games they picked and they select, we don't have any guaranteed events. Even if the StarCraft events in America over the last 2-3 years, I think have been a big success, right? All the people that came out, the fans that were there in large numbers, they were loud. Those events, from that point of view, have been a success. Still, somebody needs to be willing to eat that bill. It is still obviously not profitable. It is incredibly expensive to run that. So you need somebody to pay for it. And there were days that it was Blizzard, there were days that it was ESL, and last year it was the Esports World Cup. And that is what we are currently waiting for. I am feeling very good about it. I think as long as you guys still enjoy StarCraft, show up, be passionate, I am not as negative as some of the others out there. And it doesn't mean I don't want things to get better, and I don't want things to change. Of course I do. And like every other StarCraft fan, I have hopes and dreams. Shameless has those too, and that's not losing this Oracle. But I think we'll be fine. What happens really if there are no more big tournaments? Well, I don't think it's gonna happen. But let's say there is a world where Esports World Cup says no StarCraft, and ESL says sorry guys, we can do this. Then we go the Warcraft 3 route, where everything takes a couple steps back, and then it comes down to grassroots events. There are still home story cups, there are still tiny events, and slowly but steady there will be one-off big events, similar to how Warcraft 3 has been run for the last 12 years. But that would obviously be a massive blow to the scene. That would not be good. That wouldn't be good for the Twitch streamers, wouldn't be good for the YouTubers, wouldn't be good for anybody. ESL did not do it last year either, Escurian. They are just like the operators, but they work with a budget from EWC. And ESL in the past worked with a budget from Blizzard. So it's just like ESL does not magically host tournaments and say like, hey, we're gonna pay for everything and put up a bunch of prize money because we really enjoy StarCraft 2 gamers so much. There's always a different party that funds it. Mixu is losing a lot of drones here, guys. It is difficult to keep your drones safe on Amphion. Sorry, 7 minutes, a lot of yapping, but 15 drones have died. The reverse sweep could become reality, but Mixu does grab these stalkers right before Blink. Oh my goodness, Shameless, guys. We are seconds away from Blink, but Mixu grabs all of them. And that kind of makes up for losing all those drones. It's obviously still painful, but what a catch here by Mixu. 10 stalkers go down seconds before Blink. That is big. That gives Mixu more reasons to dream here in Game 5 on Amphion. The Templar Archives gets found. And Mixu looks at it and says, you know what, let me just go for it. I don't know if it's a sick play. I mean, it's an expensive building. But it's a lot of Zerglings that Mixu is losing here. It is chaos again, man. These guys... Oh, Mixu turns around, really wants that cannon. Thinking that Shameless probably wouldn't cancel it. Now we've got the single Hydra streaming to the other side of the map. Ay, caramba. Shameless Mixu is a best of 5 for the ages. Shameless warps in a Nexus. That Nexus is going to get cancelled immediately by the Lynx, by the Hydras. Mixu is now back up to 77 drones as he tries to surround a few more stalkers. Grabs one, grabs the second. Pretty good. That is pretty good. Templar. This is such a random tab, right? 12 stalkers in the Templar Archives, 1 Hydra and 15 drones, and 97 links. 9 minutes into our final game here on Amphion. The final game of the 70th edition of the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. The biggest of shoutouts to the greatest orc that I've ever been a part of. Cannot believe that I've been here for 70 Fridays, guys. Hosting show matches, giving out $500 each and every single Friday. It really has been a pleasure. Makes me very happy. Things that we cannot take for granted. Mixu is not done yet. He wants to walk away with 150 buckies and show us that this main event invite was well deserved. Hydras and Veins crashing into Stalkers. High Templars are safe. Storm not done yet. It's close. It is very, very, very close. Mixu's got a bigger army, but it's Lair Tech Zerg. And Lair Tech Zerg against Storm is dicey. Stasis trappies are good. Mixu's supply is phenomenal. A tiny dropper lord, guys. Couple Zergling single bailing, killing 11 workers immediately. Mixu and the dropper lords has just been the happiest of marriages, man. He's been so good with them. He's been so fun to watch. That's 14 workers. He's all over these Archons. He's all over the Starcons. Is it the Hydras, guys? Is it the Hydras that win the battle against the Stalkerinos? As the Stalkers cannot stick around. They have to disengage. The Archons fall. Mixu, Mixu, Mixu. Finland and esports, especially RTS, has been all about Sero for the last few years. But Mixu, the tiny Finnish phenom, wins his first main event in the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts in an incredibly fun, entertaining series. Had a rough start here, lost 15 drones. But he gets the Stalker seconds before Blink. And he is the one that walks away with 150 buckies. Shameless will still get $50 for playing. What a night. What a night of games. Well done, Mixu. Awesome. Thank you to Basilisk for A, running another edition of the BBB, and B, gifting us all these subs every single time. That was awesome. GG's. Big shout out to Pi, who helped out setting up all the lobbies for me, made my life a little bit easier. A lot of you guys are asking for an interview, but my dinner is ready, guys, and I have been live for 6 hours and I think a little bit longer than 7 minutes because we had a disconnect in the beginning. I have been yapping. I only had a tiny bit of lunch, so I would really like to just eat. We'll hear from Mixu on a different day. Mixu is a goat. Maybe Mixu can go live. Maybe Mixu can yap with Rainer, who's streaming League. Or maybe Mixu will play some Deadlock with us later, and he can talk about his games. So we can do that. I am not ending the stream. I'm just going to throw it to a BR back screen. I'm just going to enjoy some food with Vicky. In peace. It's probably going to be like 15 to 20 minutes. Poor Mixu doesn't going to... But nobody gets an interview normally. We don't really do interviews in the Big Brain Bouts, Ewan, Jeffy. It's not like I interview everybody, but I don't interview Mixu. It's just like I do this all by myself and I set it up. And it's a lot of talking, guys. Sometimes after 6 hours of non-stop yapping, I just want a tiny bit of a break. And I just want to relax. It's not a crime. Doesn't mean my passion levels are dead. Doesn't mean that I hate Mixu. It's just that these events, on different days, if you do an offline event, you have 12 people doing all this stuff. I do it all by myself. After 6 hours of yapping, I just want to relax a little bit, mate. I'm hungry. I want to chill. I'm going to settle that prediction. Really fun night of games, though. I'm very, very happy with all of it. Congrats to Mixu. 70% of y'all believed in him, and he delivered. Exclamation mark B for an oversight. Obviously, we still have the giveaway as well. Exclamation mark giveaway. If you guys want to take a little look at the tweet that Basilisk made today. Ooh, 52 retweets. Look at that. You guys showing up in big numbers. Great way to support everything that Basilisk does. Enjoy my lunch. It's 11:30 p.m., mate. This ain't lunch. This is dinner. It's late, but it's dinner. I will update my streaming title. And tell you guys, be right back for 15 minutes. Then we're playing some Friday night Deadlock with the crew. This was fun. Dinner time. Actually, I'll make it 20. I want to relax a little bit. And then we continue. A little more video gaming today. Great night. Great games. Big shout out to all 8. A 3-1, a 3-2, a 3-2, and a 3-2. What a night, guys. Reiner winning reverse race against Clem 3-2. Moja, who was down and out almost in game 4. Turn it around. He wins his best of 5, 3-2. Cham gets a 3-1 over Akron, who picked random in map 3. And Mixu wins 3-2 over Shameless. It honestly was this was a pretty sick night, no? One map short. If Akron would have just picked Terran on Europe, guys, or if he would have just killed some drones with his Marines, we would have had all 20. Instead, it's 19, but that's still pretty good. Thank you, Manchild. All right, guys, dinner time. I'll just play some random ass music. I'll be back in a little while. Thank you guys all for stopping by. Great night of Starcraft. I love it. How could it ever go away? If we have so many great games, great stories, great comebacks, why would it ever go away? See you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.